The average American only saves 5.5% of their yearly income. And 56% of Americans can't afford to pay for a $1,000 emergency from their savings account if they needed to. And as a general rule, you should have at least 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses in your savings account. So this video is all about tricks to save money fast. And the number one trick or tip that I have for you today is to track your expenses. Now I know that sounds 100% boring, but let me tell you, knowledge is power, and knowing where your money is going really does make a difference in how much you're saving. So I think most people have a general idea of what they spend their money on. For example, I know that I have to pay rent or a mortgage. I know that I have to pay for gas. I know that I have to buy food, all these things, right? So they think they know how much they're spending on those things, but really, they have no idea what their money's getting spent on. So in business, a company can reach higher profits faster and more effectively by cutting expenses first rather than increasing sales. So the same applies to you and me. Just because we're making more money than someone else or our colleagues or a friend or something like that doesn't mean that we have more money in saving. You have to make sure that you know where your money's going. Track your expenses. A lot of the things that we overlook are like oh, hey, I spent 30 bucks on food 3 days last week eating out, or I bought two $50 items on Amazon. So being able to understand where your money is going helps you avoid spending money unnecessarily. It just makes you more aware of the money you're spending, and it makes you hesitate a little bit on spending money on things you really don't need. So tracking your expenses allows you to know where you need to cut back, what things that you can cut. You know, if I'm spending $100 on fast food every week, you know, maybe I can drop that down to 70 bucks, save $30 a week or 120 bucks a month. So the next or second tip or trick that I have for you today is to make sure that you have separate bank accounts. Now, I know a ton of people that are in this scenario I'm about to describe. I could probably guess that you're in a similar position. I know a lot of people who have one bank account. They have a checking and a savings account with the same bank. Now that makes things really convenient because you just need one app to track your checking account and your savings account. Now the issue with that is also the same. It makes it too convenient. Now if you have two bank accounts with two separate banks, then you have your bank account for where all your direct deposits from your paycheck or whatever come into. And then what you can do is immediately take that money and transfer it into a savings account to a different bank. It's gonna make it a lot easier for you to not spend that money in your savings account. Out of sight and out of mind really is true, because then it makes it more of a commitment to take that savings account money and retransfer it back into your checking account that's in a different bank, a different application, different card, different everything. It just makes it more of a pain to spend money in your savings account if you have a separate bank from a bank account where you're spending money. Third and last trick or tip that I have for you today kind of encompasses a lot of things and is going to be kind of more than one tip or trick, but I'm kind of summing it up into one, but I'll explain. So that is, buy it tomorrow. This applies mostly to impulse purchases because impulse purchases can be a big expense, and it's the easiest thing to eliminate or cut back on in order to save more money faster. So honestly, if you think you want it or you need it, sleep on it. Don't buy things the same day you think about it. You know, if I'm on Amazon because I needed to order, a Christmas gift for a relative or something like that, and I'm scrolling through and like, oh, you know what? I might like that. I think I should, it's only 20 bucks. Maybe I should just buy it. Sleep on it. Think about it for 24 hours. And then if you still think you want it or need it, then maybe go ahead and purchase it. But I can guarantee you, if you simply just wait 24 hours, which is definitely not life or death if it's something that you want, then I think a lot of the time you're going to end up not making that impulse purchase. To avoid this, there's kind of two questions that I like to ask myself. If someone were to come up to me and say, hey, I will give you this item that I'm thinking about buying, or I'll give you the cash equivalent to this item, which one would I take? And if I choose cash, I'm definitely not going to purchase this item. And the second question I ask myself is I think about that item in terms of how much work it would take me to earn that item. For example, say you make $20 an hour and you want to buy a $40 thing on Amazon that you don't really need but you want. Is really 2 hours of my time, since I'm making $20 an hour. That item really costs 2 hours of my time to get. So is it really worth 2 hours of work in order to get this item? If you think about those two questions and you wait 24 hours, just buying it tomorrow, that can really help you stop making impulse purchases. So overall, those tips and tricks to saving money are really gonna help you sit back, think, and prioritize what's really important. Help separate your needs from your wants so that you can start saving money. And honestly, it's the fastest way to do it, because by cutting your expenses, you're gonna have much more money than if you were to start making more money. The same applies in business. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, smash the like button. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.